Shalom, first of all, our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. I hope that you will be happy to see this video because we are doing it with our heart. Everything that we are doing is for Biafra and for you with big emotion to you from our hearts. Me and my coordinator here, Mazi Victor General below. Today we made history in Israel. After 56 years, the Knesset, which is the Israeli parliament, spoke about Biafra. Spoke about the humanitarian situation in Biafra, spoke about the situation, spoke about the killings, the massacres, and how there is urgent need, how much there is an urgent need for Israel to step forward.
Very, very wide celebration in Jerusalem and the southeast here in Nigeria because Netanyahu has just raised Biafra flag. He's saying Biafra must stand whether the Nigeria likes it or not. He's saying Nigeria, Biafra will stand as a nation and no going back, and nothing will hinder the Israeli from recognizing Biafra as a nation.
It's a done deal already. I can tell you that they are already seeing Biafran people, their Biafran nation, as part of them, as one of them. I remember what they said. Most of them are saying that Biafrans are descendants of Israel. Biafrans are descendants of Israel. The world we are talking about, the world have existed over 6 billion years. And in that 6 billion years, for archaeological discovery to show that there's a deep connection between the Igbo people and the ancient Hebrews of Israel, of the Bible Israel. I'm talking about the Bible Israel, the ancient, you can see very clearly. And I've just given you information now that the world is 6 billion years old. And for the play out that is going on now this December, Easter, surprises a lot of people. Right there after event of meeting with the security chiefs and his visit to Jerusalem, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu surprised a lot of people all over the world. What we can see that he has lifted Biafran flag to the whole world, showing the coming recognition of Biafra at the moment, from now, and to confirm the position of the Knesset Parliament, that everything is working towards that direction. And from the information we are getting to, just like you're trying to point out, is that there's going to be, as the war between Israel, USA and Iran begin to die down, to the victory of the United States of America and Israel, the next thing that the Knesset Parliament, the Likud party are going to, face and meet is the resolution of the Knesset Parliament on Biafra. And a lot of people does not know that the Israeli Parliament has already voted for the recognition of Biafra, pending the Prime Minister's endorsement and of course, assent to that resolution or that veto, that was carried out in the Parliament. So it's a good news for everyone. It's a good news for Biafrans all over the world. You can see that Benjamin has also done it again by coming out on Easter. Really, it's a kind of Easter gift to Biafrans, and especially with the development that is happening in Nigeria now. We'll look at the Benue attack. I look at what is happening in Enugu State. Look at what's happening in Kwara and all that, and he feel that he needed to tell Biafrans that Israel is behind you and they are coming, just like the way Biafrans are standing by Israel. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is also issuing a statement in that regard. A lot of people do not know that the Israeli government has a president. They call him Isaac Herzog. Isaac Herzog has also sent a message to Biafrans all over the world, congratulating the Jews on Easter celebration and all that. So everything seems to be working perfectly in that direction, and it's a very good news to everybody and the people of Israel. Seeing their prime minister, showing signs of what is going to come, by recognizing and putting it there all over the world to see that there's an imagination very soon that will be recognized by the state of Israel.
Okay, thank you. Now, Netanyahu and the Knesset Parliament are saying it's time for Biafra freedom. What's your take as it?
Recognition of Biafrans, United States of Biafra by Knesset, Parliament, which means lawmaking body in Israel is called Knesset. I just want to explain to my viewers to understand where I am going. I don't understand. In America, the congressmen are the lawmakers in America. In Israel, the Knesset Parliament are the lawmakers in Israel. And Israeli security operatives is called Mossad. I want our viewers to understand where I'm going. They have given Biafra recognition certificates. They made it global. On a global framework, it is now actually understood that Israel lawmaking body has accepted Biafra recognition. Biafra emancipation is what has been putting Benjamin Netanyahu and Bennett, Naphtali, the former Israeli president that Netanyahu, replaced. Now they have recognized Biafra, meaning state of Biafra is now on their what? Blueprint, meaning part of the policy that Israel is about to implement in recent time. They have recognized Biafra. Now Gumi is tensed up. Gumi is suffering from heart attack, as well as Sadwano Sokoto, who has gone into hiding as a result of American military operation in Nigeria. Last time, when Israel said yes, and American congressmen said yes, and the British Parliament said no, failure. Let me say, earth-breaking failure is British government right now. Why? The two major superpower we have in the world are America and Israel. Recognition of Biafra has become their utmost imperative. Wonderful. Utmost imperative in the sense that congressman has recognized Biafra, and Israeli Knesset lawmaking body in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem has recognized United States of Biafra. This is going to be very, very plain to the entire earth that Biafra is no longer a strange story in Israel, but a widely recognized narrative that Biafra has come. If Israel turns its back on Biafra, it means we have not gone anywhere. But this time we are moving to the right direction with Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, a dog of war, a man that has actually fought Syria to stand still, fought Iran and crippled Iranian Islamic state to full stop. But right now they are promoting Biafra. Courtesy what Donald Trump administration in the United States of America has achieved so far for Igbo man. Igbo man, being a Jew, is what has actually given us this kind of wonderful global recognition by Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and the entire Israeli making body. Biafra is coming very soon. If you don't like Biafra and you are a Nigerian or a Fulani man or wherever you come from, we don't care. The only thing for you now is go and hit your head on the rock. It is upcoming. It is there. So plain and clear that Biafra is coming without anybody contemplating or militating against that. No factor whatsoever is now militating emergence of Biafra. Everybody has actually been dreaming about Biafra, speaking Biafra, living Biafra, and the entire southeastern Nigeria are rejoicing and celebrating, quite in diaspora and in the local land of southeastern region Nigeria, because of what Benjamin Netanyahu and all the lawmakers in Israeli House of Knesset are doing right now. We have come of a very long way. That is an achievement put down by our great leader, the leader of the largest agitation group in the world. I mean Nnamdi Kanu, whose issue has been discussed today at Abuja by all the kings in the southern Nigeria, especially the Igbos, the Ezes, the Ozos, the Idigos, the Oba of Benin, the Ato of Igala. All of them were represented at Abuja today, bringing down the Council of Traditional Chiefs, which is a superstitious platform brought by Tinubu administration to impose Oni of Ife on all the kings, on all the monarchs, Igbes, Ezes in Igbo land. They said, no, we are Igbos. Our own traditional system is quite different from the Southwest. We are not going to impose your own traditional system on us. Whatever you bring an incentive as an incentive that belongs to the Igbos, bring it to Southeast. Don't give to Uni to give us. We are better. And I want to tell you who actually lectured Tinubu that Oni of Ife is bigger than all the traditional chiefs in Igala land and Igbo land and the Bini land, even Idoma land. Tinubu has failed by trying to subjugate the Igbo's traditional system and imposing Oyo on us. No, that is what all the Igbo Ezes, Igbo Igbes, Igbo Ozos, and all the autonomous, communities in Igbo land with their representatives, being present today in Abuja. We, Nigeria as well, are not discussing about Kanu's coming to court again. They are ordering Tinubu to free Nnamdi Kanu face to face. The king of Ezagu, Enugu State, confronted Tinubu at that auditorium, telling Tinubu, ordering him, not even telling him or appealing. They were giving him order to release him.
You know what Tinubu was saying? Tinubu was not taking it serious.
Yeah, Tinubu is taking it serious because failure to do that, Nigeria will break by force. The reason why Tinubu is taking him serious is that the man has made his own stance clear that Igbos are not going to vote or use Nnamdi Kanu to play as politics, needed by Bayo Ononuga-led cabals at Asuro. They made their stance clear that Tinubu is not going to get any vote failure to allow Nnamdi Kanu. That court set free to go scot-free. Court set him free. The Igbes, that man representing Enugu Ezike, Ezago, Udi, autonomous community, has made it clear to Tinubu that the Igbo chiefs are not collecting 10 kobo. If they are giving them money, they are giving them money that belongs to them. It's not giving Oni of Ife to give them. Yes, chicken change. No, if you are giving us any slot, any financial incentive or compensation, give us direct. Yoruba cannot impose their kingship or chief on us. That's what the man meant. And ordering that Igbo agitation was more dangerous and heinous than what Nnamdi Kanu was doing. But he still released Igbo. Why shouldn't he release Nnamdi Kanu? That was what the man is saying. There's regulation both Igbos in America, all over the world, as this Oba Igbo. Oba in Igbo, I mean king in Igbo, Igbo has actually stipulated his point so clear and impeccable. And this time around, the Aso Rock is now enjoying such tensed up quietude and calmness because the people they dreamed will be asking for money has rejected money. Yes, bordering on what Nnamdi Kanu is going through. They said release him. Tinubu released him one-on-one, face-to-face. Tinubu was not represented by anybody. This was face-to-face with Tinubu and all other monarchs in Nigeria that graced that occasion. They were present there when the Igbo kings from all communities in Igbo had made their stance clear. They said this time around, we are going back to Southeast and our youth will actually understand that we represented the Igbos well. We did not collect bribe. The man was making it clear that Igbo youths always, feel so repugnant the way and manner they handle Kanu's issue, accusing them of collecting bribe each and every time they go to Aso Rock. This time is not time of Ghana must go. The man actually rejected Ghana must go bribe. The man actually rejected Tinubu bribe. The man said, Igbo went free. Kanu, you hold him, and Igbo committed more heinous and hideous crime than Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing is, release Nnamdi Kanu into Kenya or London. We care for his freedom. He is our son. He said, sir, release him to Kenya or London. Allow Kanu to go. He has not committed any bloody criminality as bandits, Fulani, herdsmen that are Fulani, ISWAP-led Fulani militants, herdsmen, Al-Qaeda, Lakarua, Mahmuda, and so on and so forth. And the whole world, the whole Nigeria, the whole Igbo youths were jubilating and applauding for the man across social media platform in Nigeria. The current encroachment by bandits and Fulani herdsmen, even ISWAP, Igbos, Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB has no hand on it. Why should we be holding our son? Omo, I applauded the man when I was going through it. This was posted to me from one of my fans, followers in London. And I was like, what was this man saying? When I listened further, I found out that the man was actually soliciting for Igbo nationality. That is Biafra recognition. And let me tell you, it is too obvious now that Tel Aviv and Jerusalem has actually, come out in full strength and dynamism supporting Biafra actualization. I'm telling you, these Igbo monarchs, they made my day. They've actually surprised the entire Igbo Biafra faithfuls across USA, Asia, Antarctica, Oceania, Australia, Africa, Lagos, and the entire Nigeria. The people that are encroaching on the farmlands, wasting the lives of farmers, wasting the lives of community people, villagers all over Kwara State, Ondo State, have been left, out, while the Igbos are subjected to this kind of heinous and cruel, subjugation. Why? That man from Ezago, a king, is pushing further for Nnamdi Kanu release, and the emancipation of Biafra has been endorsed by Israeli Knesset, that's lawmakers in Israel.
Okay, with that being said now, do you not think with the pressure that the Fulanis are even giving to Tinubu is under severe pressure by these Fulanis to drive back
or to make sure that the United States of America, they say, leaves Nigeria? They don't know their mission in Nigeria. They said, is their mission coming to cause war or to divide Nigeria? And now we see what the Knesset are doing. Do you think that the division of Nigeria is inevitable?
Knesset is doing well. Knesset is working hard. American congressmen are the lawmakers in America, and the Knesset parliament in Israel are lawmakers in Israel. The lawmakers in Nigeria are the National House of Assembly. They all have their different names, like the parliamentarians in the Britain. That's what we have in Israel. Knesset. They've actually come to divide Nigeria, not even afraid of anything like war. How many are the Fulanis that they are going to orchestrate war or bloody pogrom in Nigeria? They don't have what it takes. They don't have the population. They don't have the military hardware or support from Europe to cause war in Nigeria. After all, the Igbos are the largest populated tribe in Africa, and the Yoruba administration and the Fulani administration are stemming down the popularity of Igbo nation. Look at the history that has been recently included in our educational curriculum. Igbos are left out in that history. Igbo is not included in our history right now because they want to alienate, the Igbos. They want Igbos to stay away from Nigerian history, and Tinubu has failed for allowing such to happen in our history, curriculum. The Igbos, let me tell you, are the most popular tribe in Nigeria. Let me shock you. If an election is conducted in Lagos State today, it is the Yoruba tribes that come first when you talk about the electorates that actually thumbprint. The following tribe in Lagos State that thumbprinted in Lagos State are the Igbos. If you conduct an election in Kano State, you know, of course, it's highly overpopulated. Hausa man will be the first among the electorates that thumbprint, and the following tribe coming second in any election in Kano State is my tribe, Igbo. If you conduct an election in Meduguri, the first tribe that actually completed their place, that country, that state are the Kanuris. The second tribe is Igbo. Don't you know that we have gone a long way to actually define our popularity, the most, let me say, populated tribe in Africa? That is how it goes in Sokoto State. If you conduct an election in Sokoto State, after Hausa man followed the Igbos. Conduct an election in Ondo State, and the people that thumbprint mostly will be Yorubas. The second tribe there is the Igbos. Go and conduct election in the entire southeastern Nigeria. It is the Igbos that will come first. Who is coming second? Nobody. Yoruba don't travel. Hausas are there. Igbo is the most populated tribe in the world.